The playoffs. It is a beautiful day at the Boston Garden. The sun beating down, a warm breeze blowing in from the outfield, and vibrant colors washed across the entirety of the stands as thousands of fans from Somerville, Cambridge, Charlestown, Arlington, Medford, Waltham, Roxbury, Newton, Southie, Braintree, Quincy, and the MBTA have packed in for a day of Blaseball. It is, of course, playoffs day. The number one seeds, the Sunflowers in the Petal Division and the Narcissus of the Leaf Division, both have byes, which means that both the Somerville Sunflowers and the Narcissus each need to win 2 games to meet in the finals. Which means that all of you get to be audience for the first game. This game is going to determine who you play against. The winner of the 3-team play-in game in your division. Those 3 teams are the Cosmos, the Angelicas, and the Trillium. Because you're the number one seed, you get front row seats right above the dugouts. So you get a great view of the game, the opening ceremonies, and all of those. So yeah, the 4 of you plus your all of your teammates are in the stands having a good time. The question, of course, is how are the Sunflowers feeling in a couple of words?
Nah. Yeah. Coach has put a lot of pressure on us this particular game. Like normally they're very, very supportive, but this time she's kind of like a little unusual.
Yes. She
Coach had it all diagrammed out. Like, all right, so if they win, you gotta play this way. And she's just like going to town with like strings and paper and pictures.
As the 3 teams of the play-in game are gathered on the field having their talks with their coaches, you are having a talk with Coach Martinez in the stands.
I can go in there, Coach. I can hop the fence. I can go in there.
No. Do your best to stay calm and unanxious and keep your heart rate low in the normal human range, because you're going to need the energy.
Okay.
Regardless of what happens. Morgan has the right of it. The Sunflowers have never won in the Boston Little League history. There have been great teams, but they've never won. And Coach Martinez, Coach Martinez has been here for all of those seasons. All of them. Decades of them.
Because she's a human.
She is a human, for sure. But at the same time, the pressure of all of this is a lot on her, and she is doing her best to hide the pressure from all of you.
Zlobs.
Yeah.
Do you think we should hug tackle Coach?
Yes.
Be like a weighted blanket, and then maybe she'll be able to bring her heart rate down.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
3, 2, 1.
Darby, you roll it. 2d6 plus charm, but I'm giving you a +1 because you're an angel, and a +1 because Zlobs is helping.
9.
Okay. The partial success means that Coach Martinez is going to watch the play-in game seated and not frantically pacing.
I think that's a pretty good outcome. I think
It's not bad.
Yeah, she's also pouring through like sheaves of like notes.
Mm. Yeah, she's been working on her speech before your first game. Again and again and again. Like you see her, she brought in a notebook And then she like opened it up and started reading it. She crumpled it and started writing it again. And over the course of this first game, you see her do that several more times before she finally settles on something. Yeah, the rest of the sunflowers are a little on edge. This is all of them have been hearing things that they haven't heard in previous seasons, like good luck in the playoffs and we're all counting on you and we'll be at the Garden. This is the first time in years, and even though you had a great season last season, the expectation now is that you're making it to the finals. That's the expectation. And yeah, there's a lot of things kind of going on amongst the sunflowers on the bench. Marcus Snaggins and Horns Monday are each reading letters that they received from presumably hell because they smell like sulfur, and they're like reading them, and then they swap them with each other, and they're reading them. They like look up into the stands, and they see a bunch of like infernal creatures all waving back to them. Pythias is there, maybe one row over, sitting in the regular stands, not the box, eating peanuts. And yeah, that's the story. There's a question in the chat. What do they say? Yeah, the letters are really kind of very intense visual imagery of battles between heaven and hell. Like these grand, almost like Gilgamesh-esque epics of grand armies and you know, the choruses of angels, and you know, it's meant to be inspiring, but also creates a tremendous amount of gravity here. Yeah, all of the other folks on the bench are similarly nervous. Eleanor Clock kind of shoulders her way to sit next to Mindy. Doesn't say anything, just kind of sits there. And so she's just kind of like breathing heavily and, you know, eating a snack and just trying to keep her keep the breath coming in and out.
Can I send her a mental message?
Sure.
I'll just say, hello.
Her shoulders kind of drop half an inch, and she kind of like heaves a big exhale and smiles. The Cosmos, Angelicas, and Trillium play a spirited game, with the Angelicas flashing signs that they could be a team to beat next year. That said, this is not their year. The Trillium win behind an absolutely tremendous offensive output, which means that your first of 2 games before the finals is against your old friends on the Transit Trillium. Yeah, well, the teams switch out, a lot of good games. The Cosmos and the Angelica kind of take their position in the stands to watch the game. Huge rounds of applause, light floral-themed fireworks go off. And yeah, with that, Coach Martinez kind of lines you all up, all in a half circle around the pitcher's mound. And she takes out her notebook. And she looks at it and she kind of scans it one more time. And then she tears out the paper and crumples it up. For some of you, this is going to be your last day on the Sunflowers. But that is okay. Because on the Sunflowers, we grow. And that is what we do. And every so often, at this time of year, some of the flowers are plucked from the soil and repotted elsewhere so they can keep growing. You are all in this pot at exactly the time you were supposed to be. And you're all going to be moving on at exactly the time you're supposed to be. For those sunflowers that are about to get repotted, don't worry, the sunflowers are still going to be here. And we know that all of you are going to be cheering for us in the crowd next year. She gestures over to the sunflowers cheering section, loaded with your families and your friends and former sunflowers, some of whom you know, some of whom you don't. Those who can still fit into their jerseys are wearing them. Those who can't are holding them up on flags.
Oh.
Huh.
I want you all to win. But in a very real sense, you already have. Go Sunflowers.
Go Sunflowers.
Go past the max.
Go past.
Go past the max.
Go past the max.
Go past the max.
Go past the max. You are the fresher team against the Trillium. So you all can choose the mechanic. Here's how this is going to work. You have two options.
Uh-oh.
Two of you can roll 2d6 plus sharp, or one of you can roll 2d6 plus cool. Regardless of the choice, if you fail, you lose. You're out. On a partial success, you win. On a full success, you dominate and carry +1 into your next game because you were able to play smart or cool and preserve your energy. What do you choose for game number 1?
I mean, I'm looking at Zlobs right now.
Yeah.
Why? Why is everyone looking at me?
Because you just look so cool.
Thanks.
You look.
I moisturize. That's like my secret.
Oh, is that the
entire
secret?
time. Yeah, I've been moisturizing.
I'm gonna go up to his Zlobs and put my arm around his neck and say, "Bud, we're all looking to you because you started this whole thing. You got us all to join, and here we are, and we're at the end. And gosh dang it, if anybody deserves to bring us into this first game, it's you."
Also, no one makes attack at the plate like you.
That's right.
And
So you're
they
saying
really
you
like
want
to
to
truck
start
it
a little
home.
explosively? Add a little pop to the beginning. Start off with some boom, boom, boom.
Look, I'm saying I'm not gonna stop you.
Oh well, it's gonna be bloom and gloom, bloom for us, gloom for them. I'm ready to go. Ah!
All right.
I have these small like confetti grenades just pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, Zlobs, you are hereby appointed captain for game number 1. And it's your job as catcher.
Wait, it's my first time as captain. What do I do? Darby, what do I do? Darby, what do I do?
Take a deep breath. Put down your sunglasses. No, I meant sorry, over your eyes. Not down. No, you need those sunglasses on. And then you go out there, you shake hands with the other captain, and you just be Zlobs because you are all the representation we need. That's all you got to do.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, I've been scared this entire time. I can do that.
I mean, if you want to give a big speech, you
All
can.
right, who am I shaking hand to? I'm not going to give a speech. I want just to win. I want chaos out there, sunflowers.
The current catcher for the Transit Trillium is now the captain, Coriander Balsam.
Oh, no. Oh, one of the top 2 coolest catchers in the league.
It's either you or her.
Oh, it's a cool off.
It's so too cool.
All right, I go up. I go to I offer my hand first. I'm not the first one to let go.
Neither is she.
Oh, I don't know who's cooler. Oh,
I don't know. It's a standoff.
I imagine the ump is just looking at us.
She blows a bubble and it pops very coolly.
Oh, I grab one of my popping grenades off my bandolier, spit it up, catch it in my mouth, and then the force of it coming back down releases the pen and it plops on the ground in a little explosion of confetti.
Have a good game.
Good
And she
game.
lets go.
You did it, Zlobs. You did so good.
Okay, now we're just gonna win.
She gives Darby kind of a knowing look, as always. Yeah. Zlobs. 2d6 plus cool. And I will remind you, this is a Blaseball related roll.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh my god. Okay. 8.
Okay. Sunflowers win. The Trillium have a very, very good team. Even without Pinball Parsons and Inbound, who have both aged out, and Inbound is, of course, on the traveling team. Coriander Balson is demonstrating a lot of tremendous leadership here. Morgan, you pitch well. This comes down to a lot of timely hitting. You get on base. Mindy is laser focused this whole game, and Mindy, you in point of fact get on base every at bat.
Whoa!
And you are, of the 4 runs you score, Mindy is 2 of them.
Whoa! Upgrade.
And that is the first game. It's very exciting. I want each of you to roll 2d6 plus tough.
Oof. 3 with a natural 2.
5 with a -1.
13.
6.
Everyone that failed take 1 unavoidable harm due to the general exhaustion of playing in the playoffs. Full success, you're fine. It is a big kind of relief to win that first game, and you all kind of gather up. You are you're led into one of the locker rooms inside the garden. One of the visitors' locker rooms. Essentially, the locker rooms are kind of subdivided into with kind of like curtains up so that all the Little League teams can get their own little pieces of the locker rooms. And there's a great kind of milling about between games, because you all have the next couple of games off while you're waiting for the other teams to cycle through. It is a buzz with activity. You find out that your second game is going to be against the Medford Magnolias. And yeah, they all of them except one of their outfielders, Larjo, are in here. Larjo's
on the team.
Larjo is a Magnolia and is waiting outside, watering at a trough. Larjo is drinking about 50 gallons of water right now. But it is, it's a buzz of information. The other teams are coming and going. The Magnolias, the Narcissus are in here. The Braintree Begonias are in here. Everyone's speaking in very hushed tones, whispering various things to each other. So it's simultaneously big and fun and exciting, but also very secretive.
Morgan.
Zlobs.
I hurt my catching hand last game.
Are you going to be able to catch? Are you going to be able to bat?
I think so. It's just going to be probably not as much power as I usually have.
Here, let's try it. I'm going to throw
Okay.
a Blaseball.
Ow! I got
You're
it.
supposed to try. Okay.
I did. I caught it. It hurt.
Oh.
I'm going to go for a walk.
You go for a walk. Mindy, does the camera follow you, or does it stay here in the locker room?
Stays here in the locker room.
All right. Yeah. So Zlobs, you're kind of icing up your hand to see if you can play the second game.
I look over to the Shadows catcher and see what they think to see if they're ready.
The Shadows catcher is sitting at the end of the bench. Cleats on, a big shadow from one of like the hanging lights in here, just casting, slowly sniffing a juice box, and just staring at you with a pair of observant eyes.
No, Zlobs, you're catching.
Oh, okay.
Right. Oh, Darcy. Right.
Oh yes,
Matt-
Zlobs is in.
Mindy?
Right, Mathers.
Mindy.
I've definitely played more injured, but I don't want the causes to. That was an awful slide.
Mm.
Once you get out there, the adrenaline's going to kick in.
Yeah.
I'm just extra nervous. Usually I won't let probably it's only one broken bone hold me back.
I got hit in the tooth.
Yeah,
see?
once it goes numb, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Start hitting it on a locker. Ow.
Yeah. Everyone hydrates. Coach Martinez is just kind of there, huddled in like the entry hallway with the other coaches. They're kind of letting all of you kind of talk and enjoy this moment without any further pep talks.
I want to eavesdrop.
Yeah, Coach Martinez is talking to who's Coach Martinez talking to? Magenta Julius, coach of the Narcissus.
Like an orange. Oh God. Like an orange because they have a mall. Oh,
because they have a mall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no! How did we not?
Deep lore. And yeah, Zlobs, give me 2d6 plus sharp.
Oh my God, 4.
Magenta Julius and Coach Martinez are kind of whispering back and forth. Yes, and so we're going to, be sure that Severus does not know, because if he does know, then all heck's going to break loose in here. Oh yes, no, I know. I've coached him for 3 years now. I know he's got a short fuse. He may seem cool, but he will blow this whole place up if he gets one whiff of what we're doing. Oh yes, without a doubt. Worst thing of all is he can probably hear us right now. Oh yes, I agree.
And he falls through the vent. Hi.
Magenta Julius just kind of back to the huddle there, Sunflower.
The huddle.
Locker room there.
I roll out of frame. Dust and plaster.
Oh, Darcy. Oh, there you are, Mathers. Zlobs. Oh, there you are. Where did everybody go? Like this is.
I was just looking in lockers.
Why?
I don't know. There could be treasure in there.
All right, treasure hunt. Are you deftly picking the locks, or are you prying them open?
Oh, just prying them open.
All right, 2d6
There's no
plus
depth.
tough.
God.
Yeah, it's not their fault they don't lock it well. It's like leaving it unlocked, really.
9.
All right, a partial success. Yeah, what are you gonna get? There's a locker here that like a lot of them have names on them, like the famed flowers. And you're like, I probably shouldn't pry those open. But there are a bunch of other lockers in here, and you end up kind of wrestling one open and kind of blowing a lock off the hinge, and you see stacks and stacks and stacks of athletic tape. But when you open it up, there's this big placard on the inside of the locker. Only to be used by the medical team under supervision. It's written in a bunch of different languages. Like caution, please consider carefully before using, consult with team physician, and all of these things. And yeah, there they all are, kind of stacked neatly. All of them are numbered. There's a sign out sheet. There's a stack of rolls of black athletic tape.
Oh, I'm just going to take a couple of those rolls.
All right. Add mysterious black athletic tape to your character sheet.
Wow.
You do not have time now to determine what it does, but you could try to determine what it does later. As for right now, it's game time. The Magnolias are coming in strong, and this one is going to be a slugfest. The Magnolias are swinging hot bats. So here's the mechanic. Morgan, you are going to roll 2d6 plus sharp or 2d6 plus weird, depending on your approach, whatever you want to do. If you fail, the batters need to get a 10 plus, a full success, to advance to the finals. And even if they get there, they're at a -1.
Oof.
If you roll a partial success, then whoever rolls for the batters needs a partial success to advance with a -1, or a full success to go into the next game flat. If you get a full success, you go to the finals no matter what. If the batters fail, they advance. We'll get to what the batters do later. But really, the story is the better you roll, the easier it's going to be on the second roll. Essentially, you're going to make the pitching roll, and then someone on the Sunflowers is going to roll the batting roll.
All right.
Do you want to use 2d6 plus sharp or 2d6 plus weird?
I would feel horrible using any magic at this point. So I will be using sharp.
Fair enough.
I put in a lot of practice, and I feel like... But that is a 4. +1 is 5.
Tokens!
Okay.
Tokens!
What does my token allow me to do?
So,
what does your token allow you to do?
So all of you have tokens. Essentially, due to the success of your beginning of the season pizza kit sales, all of you have a token that allow you to add +1 to any roll for the whole season. None of you have used your tokens yet.
I have.
Oh, you have. That's right.
Yeah.
So
I guess take one for honesty, right?
No. So, Morgan, you can use your token to add +1 to this roll.
That would just make it 6.
That would make it a 6. There are 2 other options I will allow. Darby and Mindy could each cash theirs in to add 1 more only to get to 7. Or you can get a reroll. There will just be existential consequences.
I want to reroll.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I am going to let you choose the consequences. You have 2 to choose from. Option 1. Pythias's plans will come to fruition before season 3 begins. Option 2. Renard will strike a bargain with the inevitable before season 3 begins.
Or
2.
Oh boy. Let's go Pythias.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
All right. I mean, I know
Just
Morgan's
make
gonna
a
hate
note.
that. All right, I'm gonna reroll.
Okay.
You got this, Morgan.
my God.
And by reroll, I will
2d6 plus sharp.
that my guy is an 11.
Oh, it just took just a demon achieving his mastermind schemes.
Hope you think it's worth it.
Let's look at what the batters are going to do now. So, Morgan, you pitch a gem against the hottest hitting team in the division. The Magnolias are fantastic, and here's why. They're the most experienced team. They're all exactly 11 years and 300 days old. Except for Larjo, who's like 100 years old. Next year is going to be a big rebuilding year for the Magnolias, but right now it's a bunch of hard-hitting clones. If you make a mistake, Morgan, all of them pick up on it. So like you essentially stop throwing a changeup completely because one of them starts hitting it and soon all of them start hitting it. And so you pitch a purely brilliant game and give up 1 run.
Mm-hmm.
One of you batters is going to bat now. And here's how that's going to work. Because Morgan pitched a gem, one of you is going to roll 2d6 plus tough. On a failure, you still go to the finals. But you go in with a -1 on that roll. And by the way, the finals is just 1 roll.
Ooh.
On a partial success, you go in and it's flat. If it's a full success, it's flat, but there's a fun surprise.
What a fun surprise.
Oh, fun surprise.
I'm feeling stronger throughout every inning. I am not tired when I'm up to bat, so I could do this roll.
2d6 plus tough.
10. I saw it too, and I was so scared. There was a 6 and another 2.
We're going to take this in from Pythias's perspective.
No, of course.
His phone is going off throughout the game. Just a very staccato zzz, 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 zzz. Every so often, he'll kind of tap his pocket to silence the phone. He's very interested in the game. The when the Trillium lose, he flags down one of the concession stand workers and kind of whispers something to them. And 15 minutes later, a platter of peanuts and popcorn and hot dogs and soda are delivered to them. The Trillium do not know where it comes from, and Pythias does not take credit. He has a couple of very light conversations with the infernal section of the crowd. Around the 7th or 8th inning, his phone vibrates a couple of times. A different staccato, though. Zzz, zzz, zzz. And this one he picks up. Yes? Already? Thank you. He hangs up, takes a sip of the sparkling water that he ordered, just as the thunderous crack of the bat echoes through the stadium. Bases clearing home run, dead center field. 3-1. Sunflowers win.
Darby, that was so good.
It felt amazing. It was like I knew before I even hit it that it was going to be just out of the park. I just knew it.
Oh, it was perfect. What a meatball. Just, it was like an Italian restaurant in the North End. They just served you up with a beautiful.
What? George,
it was
put me
so
down. George,
No.
Sorry, I'm very excited. Where
No,
are we
actually,
going?
I
We're
like
in the
it.
outfield now. Yes, several people are being carried by Jorts or stuck to him, as there is a kind of a great and thunderous celebration. Mindy, you observe all of this with kind of keen eyes.
Yeah. I'm going to go for a walk.
Mindy goes for a walk.
I'm gonna go over and hug Larjo. That was a really good game.
You too, my friend.
I'm so proud of you. You're one of my best friends, and I like to see that you are excelling in your first year.
You are one of my best friends. And that's very important because until recently I did not have any best friends nor consciousness. And now I have both.
I can't wait to watch your next game next year.
I'd like to go to Eleanor Clock.
Eleanor Clock had a good game. Eleanor Clock, in terms of kind of on-field performance, is maybe the weakest of the shadows in terms of kind of what you see her do on the field. She's also young. She came in to spell the third base person. And so she played a couple innings, made a pretty good play, got on base, hit by a pitch. Mm-hmm. And now she's sitting there icing up her knee.
Oh, what happened?
The pitch, it really locked me up.
Oh, well, you've been killing it out there. You've really been playing your heart out. We can all tell.
Thanks.
I just want to let you know that, I'm going to miss you, and we won't be here next year. But I think you should stick with it. It's important. Because you'll make friends like you never had in your life. And sometimes, maybe it doesn't happen in the first year. Maybe it doesn't happen in the second. But this is us on our third year. And I don't know. I can't imagine my life without them. So
You don't need to roll for that. You have convinced Eleanor Clock to keep playing.
Oh.
so I can't wait to cheer you on from the sidelines.
She nods her head and has a very quick but in-depth debate of, do I smile? Do I cry? Do I make eye contact? Do I do nothing? Do I hug the starting pitcher? And she ends up settling on,
Oh, I almost forgot. And I hand Eleanor like a really sparkly pin with like little stars and stuff. Here you go. I found this.
She puts it on her backpack immediately.
All right. I'll see you later.
In between games, what does the athletic tape do? I'm just gonna look at it.
All right. How do you want to figure this out? Do you want to is your physical safety a priority?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now it is. It is. Yeah.
So 2d6 plus weird.
Six.
Oh, okay. So you know it is to be applied to the body. Like you're not supposed to tape up other things. It's meant to be applied to presumably your hands. Beyond that, you don't know. You are willing to bet that it will not kill you, because why in heaven's name would it be sitting there behind a relatively easy to destroy lock? And in such great quantity. You don't think it's explosive. Beyond that, though, you don't know what it does.
Is it raining out there?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Clouds come in at this point in the game. There is a fear of an eclipse, but the umpires get out onto the field and immediately and emphatically insist that this is not an eclipse. This is a natural weather event. And so with that, there is a temporary pause for a weather delay.
Oh.
Couple of things happen during this. One, it becomes very clear who the winner in the other division is. It is, of course, the Newton Narcissus.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Who else would it be?
Right after their game ends and the finals are set, they call a brief rain delay. You are allowed to post up in your respective dugouts. You hear the rain tap, tap, tapping against the roof of the dugouts. Little ribbons of water kind of coming down from the tiny little gutters on either side, emptying into drains. It is rhythmic and peaceful and might make people prone to overthinking.
Just during the delay, because I'm still thinking about the tape, even though I got distracted by the rain delay. Zlobs, are you still?
Huh?
Is your hand still hurting?
I'm sorry. I was in my own little reverie.
Oh, do you want to go back to your reverie? I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I'm fine. What's up?
Is your hand still?
With the conversation about Zlobs' hand, you feel a pair of eyes on you from a shadow. The sound of a juice box slowly emptying.
Yeah.
Because I might have something that could help if your hand's still hurting, but I kind of want to talk to Coach about it first.
I mean, Coach is over there strategizing. I don't know. We should get a whiteboard. If you can help,
I don't know.
just do it.
But I thought it's our last time that we can get like Coach's guidance. I know that we never really necessarily do that, but I feel like maybe for today.
All right, I'll go up and ask her. Hey, Coach. Coach.
Zlobs. Yes.
Go. Can I? Same. So my hand got numb, which is great, but it got past numb and it's like back around. Is it okay if I wear mental tape?
I hold it up.
I don't have any. Where did you get that tape?
It was in one of the lockers that wasn't in use, except for to hold tape. So I figured it was fair game.
All right, you got to re-roll here. 2d6 plus
by asking Coach.
Sharp this time. +1 because you're asking Coach. Coach knows everything.
There's everything.
7.
All right. Well, yeah. All right. I'll tell you what it does, not how long it lasts. This athletic tape is, it's grip tape.
Oh no.
And here's what it is. If you tape up your hands with this, you have maximum grip. Maximum allowable grip. You could climb the side of a skyscraper with this stuff on your hands. The issue is you have no idea how long it will last.
Oh.
Will it make my hand feel better?
I don't need this.
So Darby, change mysterious athletic tape to grip tape. And yeah, Zlobs, your hand is swollen. Well, it's your last game. It's not your backup's last game, so I leave it up to you. I don't think it could get any more broken.
If only you could put it in to grip the bones together.
I look over to the spot from last year when we were in the finals, when I looked up into the stands and saw Summon. Just kind of just looking over through a couple shifting sheets of rain.
Seat's empty. No one's in it. That whole section is full, just not that seat.
Yeah, of course I'll play. Oh, it was deep, mysterious. Thought about a lot of things. Yeah, you're right, Coach. It can't get more broken than this.
No, it cannot. That is for sure.
Yeah, let's play. Ow!
The clouds begin to part. You are alerted by the umpires that it'll be 5 minutes until first pitch.
I'll start making my way back to the locker room.
You do. Coach Martinez gathers everybody around. Well, Sunflowers, I said everything that I wanted to say to all of you. But I would like our most experienced players to have a moment as well. And she steps back, and each of you can say something to the team.
Kind of put us on the spot, Coach.
I know.
I always feel like there's always certain limitations to physics, to magic, to our bodies, to our minds. And there's always like a certain synergy, it comes with individuals where each individual has their own limits. And I think, every time I've heard, to go past the max. I always thought like what that means to me. And it's about knowing those limits and consciously trying to get past them. Will you get past them? Probably not. But you'll get as close to them as you can possibly get. You might surprise yourself. That's what I'm going to this game with. I feel oddly calm all of a sudden. Maybe it's the throbbingness of my hand. But I think I just know that I'm ready to go. I want to go past the max as hard as I can. And I invite you all to go past there with me.
Everyone whispers that, bangs the head of their bats against the locker room floor.
I got plucked out of another place before I was potted here. And I'm just really glad that this is where I found myself and that this is where I got to grow with all of you. And then I got to watch all of you grow, and that hopefully maybe I helped you grow as players, as humans, as demons, as whatever we all are. I hope so. Coach, thank you for everything you've done for us. We're going to make you proud out there. We're going to go past the max. You all know, I didn't dream for a long time. I didn't sleep for a long time. And I think dreams are what I miss the most. But ever since with the Sunflower's help, I got the ability to sleep back. My dreams have been so vivid. It's been like they're real. And this morning I woke up from a dream where we were here playing in the playoffs and we made it to the finals. And then the last thing I remember is we were all just laughing and hugging and crying and so happy. And I have no idea if we won in the dream because it didn't matter because we were all just happy to be here together, playing the game and supporting each other and growing. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go past the max together.
Go past the max.
Tap.
I have been on a lot of different journeys lately, and I've met a lot of different people. I'm sure that comes as a surprise. But there's been a lot of people who are trying to recapture the years that you're having right now. A lot of people who will bend bars and separate clouds and do what they have to do to recapture some of the magic that you're in right now. And now that I'm sort of like standing in the light rather than seeing it, I don't think that it's because they are just helping people or just have these powers or playing these games. I think it's because they got to be with people like you and they get to help people like all those people in the crowds. And in a way, they never stop doing that. So capture the magic while you're here and keep the flames going.
Tap, 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 tap.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes. Well, what can I say that hasn't already been said? So I'll just add that Blaseball is fun. And you're all my friends. And have a wonderful game, everybody.
Go past the max.
And go past the max. Yes, of
Yes.
course. Go
And
past.
and coach, we got you something too. Back when we were 9 years old, my first on the team, we got a pile of pizza boxes, pizza kit sales to sell, and they had our little names on them and like little printed stickers. We all thought it'd be cool if we saved them from that year and we put them on a card, and we wrote some notes to you on them, and we wanted you to have them.
She takes the card from your hand and looks at it.
It's covered
and
in
is
glitter.
about to open it, but stops. And she puts it in her notebook and she smiles. A big, earnest, joyful, deeply human smile.
Hmm.
The surprise.
Uh-oh.
The outfield gate opens up, and driving in is a truly magnificent looking ice cream truck with this big grand engine on the back of it. And you all look and you are reminded of something. A whiff of a memory, something about ice cream in the outfield and the journeys ones take. And both teams, the Narcissus and the Sunflowers, are treated to a pregame ice cream social with your choices of vanilla or chocolate.
Can I have a twist of both?
You sure can. Outside the garden, a trio of black SUVs pull up. One of the rear doors opens, and a Blittle League Office of Tactical Interventions and Bake-at-Home Pizza Kit sales agents steps out. She walks around the car and opens the other rear door. Neela Nightmare steps out, full uniform. She holds out her handcuffed arms, and the agent unlocks them and hands her a bat. The agent looks at her and says, "Have a good game. See you here immediately after it ends." Neela doesn't make eye contact. She takes the bat, spins on her cleats, and walks into the garden. The ice cream social is very, very fun. It's starting to wind down, but the Sunflowers and the Narcissus players are mingled, especially the Shadows and the younger players. They're making friends with their neighbors that will hopefully hold true and strong in the years to come. The ice cream social would probably have gone a little longer if all of the Narcissus didn't, as if on cue, immediately spot the same thing in the infield and sprint, ice cream cones and all, towards their dugout. The four of you do not see what is going on right away, but there's a great kind of commotion, and eventually one of you or one of the Shadows, somebody runs over and reports back. Let's say it's one of the Shadows. Yeah, Jorts Grundle kind of trundles back over. "Hey, boss, and everybody. Neela Nightmare is suited up and playing for the Narcissus."
Oh,
Neela's
no.
what?
No, I put her in jail. She can't be.
You put her in jail?
There is now active panic going through the Sunflowers.
I put
No, it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
She should be here.
Yeah.
This
She's
is how
probably-
this game should be.
She's probably rusty. Probably playing angry. We don't play angry Sunflowers.
Okay.
That's a disadvantage for them. We play cool.
Yeah.
Zlobs 2d6 plus cool.
Ah. 11.
Everyone is nice and cool. You all make eye contact with every player. Put hands on shoulders as needed. And eventually the team galvanizes and says, yeah. And for what will be the last time, all of the younger sunflowers look at Zlobs and share that communal thought of, if he's not worried, we're not worried. And all of you load into the dugout. Umpire Singh asks for the lineup cards, and the finals begin. Okay.
I'll take the handshake with Neela.
You do. You hand in the player cards. Neela Nightmare looks at you. Her eyes narrow and then get a little wider, and she smiles. All right.
All right.
Have a good game.
You too.
And you both turn and walk back to your dugouts. Here's how this is going to work. You are going to choose who rolls or what the role is. The other will be determined by pure chance.
Oh my God. Is that where this little demon comes into play?
I would recommend having me roll weird.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's give it to Mathers.
Yeah, Mathers, you got this.
I mean, you
We
can't
don't get
determine...
to decide if it's weird.
Yeah.
We're going to see what happens.
Please don't be charm.
One, two, charm, 3, 4, sharp. I'm going to use the D10 for this one. 1, 2, charm, 3, 4, sharp, 5, 6, weird, 7, 8, cool, 9, 10, tough. And it is weird. Neela Nightmare is the starting pitcher. Her captainhood is immediately reinstated. I'm going to describe the game, and then, Mindy, you're going to roll. What goes on is, without a doubt, a contest between the two best Little League teams. Your starters and their starters are the best teams. Neela Nightmare played the platonic ideal of a perfect baseball game. Precision pitching, thoughtful at bats, really a field general out there. She even coached third base when she wasn't on base. The Narcissus are a well-oiled machine. They made it here even without her. And now that they have her, they play as precise and powerful a game of baseball as could be played. Mindy, 2d6 plus weird, please.
Upgrade.
Done.
10.
Upgrade.
Upgrade? Upgrade.
The Narcissus have Neela Nightmare, a generational Little League talent. But the Sunflowers have Mindy Mathers. Mindy, never known for being a power hitter, ended the game with 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. Turned 3 double plays. Morgan was tipping you off to throw pickoff moves to first base at exactly the right time. Was the cutoff person on most plays from the outfield, causing you, Zlobs, to tag out multiple players at home. Darby, you scored 2 runs because Mindy drove you in. What took place was an almost inexplicable demolishing of the second best team in Blittle League. Somerville Sunflowers 7, Narcissus nothing.
How Mathers, where have you been? Where have you been holding out all these games?
Oh, those
I was
walks
weaker
really
before.
paid off.
All right. Wait, okay. And Mindy, watch out. Here comes the Gladerade.
And a grand and tumultuous celebration begins. Your champions, the Somerville Sunflowers, celebrating in the middle of the Boston Garden in front of an impressed, near to silence, but still raucous Boston crowd.
I raise my hand in the sunflower salute to all the fans.
And thousands of hands go up in the crowd.
I'm going to take a walk.
And you do.
Can I follow?
Mindy, up to you. Can Morgan follow?
I don't care.
I'm going to follow.
Camera goes with Mindy this time. The sound of celebration becoming more distant as Mindy walks through the tunnel. There are chants of sunflowers. The teams, all of the teams come out, forming the longest good game line you've ever seen. There are autographs. There is more ice cream. Members of the Boston Flowers are there to present the trophies. Zlobs, Darby, these are one of the moments of your life that will be more deeply imprinted in your mind than any other. A clear and resonant bell that will ring in your heart whenever you need joy.
Oh, I'm like, there's a picture of me in like Nick Winkler's arms, like him holding me, and I'm wearing a Boston Flowers cap, and he's wearing a sunflowers hat.
Oh,
And then the next picture is of you holding him.
Yeah.
Morgan, you enjoy this for a couple of minutes, but begin following Mindy. Mindy, the sounds grow less and less. All eyes are indeed on the field.
Perfect.
No eyes are on you. Well, maybe 2. Mindy, where do you go?
I head to a wooden door in a quiet corner of the stadium.
There is a wooden door in a quiet corner of the stadium. It is held shut with a big old lock.
I whisper, ex animo.
There is a flash of crackling silver light, and the lock breaks open.
What's inside?
There are steps, and they are leading down. The steps are slick, and there is a smell of earth here. There's no floor, just ground. Rich, dark ground. There are no hallways, just tunnels, hewn rather organically, likely by beings bigger than you. There are no lights, at least artificial ones, though there are patches of bioluminescent fungus here and there, casting a glow that would probably be eerie to everyone but you. But for you, these tunnels are illuminated by a sense of clear and pure purpose. You know what you're looking for, but you need to find it. 2d6 plus sharp, please.
$10.
Morgan, give me 2d6 plus sharp. Get a 10.
I'll try.
Mm.
That plus what?
Sharp.
That is a 9.
The only place she could have gone is through that door. You take a second, get your bearings, and create a little bit of magical light for yourself. You're a minute or two behind. You find what you're looking for. Above your head and around all of you is the great root system of the Boston Garden. It doesn't just smell of earth and life down here. It sounds like it. It feels like it. There's a tingle to it. Nested within a tangle of roots, probably about 50 feet below the biggest party in town, is the lotus seed you're looking for. You're going to make another roll now. I will tell you what it is. This is going to be 2d6 plus weird. On a full success, you are able to remove this lotus seed. On a partial success, you can remove it, but it will take some time. On a failure, you can still remove it, but it will harm the Boston Garden. Please roll 2d6 plus weird.
$7.
You take out a big knife and start prying it free. There is a crackling little bursts of sparks as you pry it loose. You hear psychically and then hear with your ears the sound of someone approaching. And you know within a quarter of a second it's Morgan. You extract the lotus seed. You're holding it in your hand. You turn, standing about 10 feet from you, with a crackling bit of energy lighting the way, is Morgan Woodstock.
Talk.
I was just running a little errand down here. Come on, Morgan. Get back to the celebration.
Talk. Talk, Mathers. Talk to me. Stop what you're doing and talk to me.
Morgan Woodstock. You're a smart person. Mindy Mathers has been gone for weeks. Are you going to step aside for me?
I don't move.
Like I said, you're smart.
Who are you?
My name's Kestrel. I believe you know my sister.
Who's your sister?
Morgan, look, I don't want to hurt you, but I have no problem doing so. I have somewhere to be.
Who's your
kind
sister?
of an emergency.
Kestrel, who's your sister? I grab an electric blaseball in my hand. Yeah, it's going to go down like that. Unless you start talking.
Sorry about this, Morgan. Mental storm.
I want each of you to roll 2d6 plus weird. Just one roll.
Seven.
9.
It is up to the both of you how this is going to play out. But there is one thing for sure, and that one thing is this. Kestrel is going to get out of here. But because, Morgan, you won, you are going to be able to ask one question of whatever you want to either Kestrel or the universe at large before Kestrel Pierce makes her escape.
What are you doing with the seed?
Morgan, I need this seed to accomplish my mission. It's as simple as that.
What's your mission?
Mindy Mathers was created for a very important purpose. You may be aware of this or some of it. But as you know, and as you can see from today, she's just not up for the task. She's weak. I'm strong. You saw it on the field today. Now, maybe we can both just decide to leave little Mindy Mathers behind and move forward together into a more capable future.
I'm not going to stop searching for her, you know. I know that she's in there somewhere. Kestrel.
I'm going to take my big knife
Mm-hmm.
and I'll slice the palm of my hand open.
A bubbling, slick orange goo starts leaking out.
She's nowhere in here, Morgan. And you won't find her.
There is a grand exchange of mental and magical energies. This conversation happens as something akin to a running battle in the root system beneath the Boston Garden. In the end, Morgan, you have the information you have, and you are standing there in the dark. About 50 feet above you, your teammates are celebrating one of the best days of their life. It is your responsibility to give them the bad news. Lunch is served. Please enjoy. Today, it is vegetable soup, 2 pieces of wheat toast, a peach, and a chocolate and vanilla pudding cup, and a multivitamin, placed in the middle of the clean room. The door that connects your room to the clean room opens, and you pick it up and take it inside. You decide to eat on the couch instead of at the little table. 3rd day in a row, this scientist delivered lunch. Whatever drugs these folks are injecting makes their thoughts sound like screams, but it's becoming more apparent every day. You're adapting to this defense of theirs. The television on the wall cycles from a view of lovely countryside to a view of a bustling city from above. Somewhere behind the wall, you hear the sound of a machine turning on. You eat. You drink a tall glass of water that you fill up from the sink, and you center yourself for a moment. You take the glass back over to the sink to rinse it. You stand at the sink, water running. You slide the piece of the metal out from the paper towel holder and, as you do every day at this time, run it alongside the notch you have in the sink basin. This piece of metal is looking more and more like a big knife every day. You smile. No prison can hold Mindy Mathers forever.
We see a top-down shot of the outfield at the Boston Garden. Two little leaguers, around 11 years old, on their back, head to head as they look up into the clouds. Hey, Darby.
Yeah, Zlobs.
Is this feeling that we're feeling now, is that what heaven's like?
Yeah. It really is, actually. But it kind of means a little bit more down here. Tastes a little bit sweeter.